This story is a painful confession, a raw, unfiltered glimpse into regret. The woman who shared it once believed she had everything: love, trust, and a man who adored her. But one choice changed everything and shattered the very life she held so dearly. Let's walk through her heartbreaking story. I used to believe I was a good person. I was loyal, caring, the kind of girlfriend who celebrated every little milestone, remembered the tiniest details, and showed up when it mattered. But somewhere along the way, I became the very thing I swore I'd never be. Now, every night, I cry myself to sleep, wishing I could undo what I've done. It began with Ethan, my boyfriend of 3 years. He wasn't perfect, but he was mine. He had this warm, easygoing energy that made people feel at home. He used to surprise me with flowers on random Tuesdays just because. He had a way of making me laugh even in the middle of our worst fights. Everyone around us used to say we were couple goals. And for the longest time, I believed that too. Until Ryan came along. Ryan was new at my workplace. A smooth talker with that dangerous, magnetic charm that draws you in before you realize what's happening. He was everything Ethan wasn't: mysterious, edgy, unpredictable. At first, I told myself it was innocent, just harmless banter, when he started texting me outside of work. I laughed when he called me beautiful or said I had a smile that could destroy hearts. But it wasn't harmless. The first time I lied to Ethan, I told him I had to work late. In reality, I was out having drinks with Ryan. We talked for hours. I don't even remember half of what was said. I just remember how he reached out, tucked a strand of hair behind my ear, and kissed me. I should have stopped him, but I didn't. I kissed him back. The guilt hit me the moment it ended. When I got home that night, I stood under the shower for nearly an hour, scrubbing my skin like I could wash the betrayal away. Ethan noticed I was distant, but instead of accusing me, he gently pulled me into his arms and whispered, "You work so hard, babe. I'm proud of you." And right then, I wanted to collapse. You'd think that moment would have snapped me out of it. That I would have ended it with Ryan and come clean to Ethan. But I didn't. I let it continue. I let myself get swept away in the excitement of something new, something reckless, while Ethan was probably at home planning our next weekend getaway. And the worst part? Ethan was planning to propose. One night, I was digging through a drawer looking for my charger when I found the ring. A beautiful diamond tucked in a velvet box, hidden beneath some socks. He must have saved for months to buy it. That should have been my wake-up call. I should have ended everything with Ryan. I should have chosen the man who loved me more than life itself. But I didn't. I was selfish. Then came the night Ethan surprised me. He lit candles, cooked my favorite pasta, and played soft music in the background. He looked at me with so much love and said, "I know we've both been busy, but I never want you to forget how much you mean to me." I smiled and told him I loved him. But inside, I was breaking in two. Meanwhile, Ryan was growing restless. He started sending me messages like, "Doesn't he bore you? You deserve more. You deserve me." I ignored most of them. But then Ethan left for a weekend trip with his friends. And Ryan came over. That night, we crossed a line I can never uncross. I betrayed Ethan in the worst way possible. But karma doesn't wait. The day after Ethan returned, I woke up to chaos. Ryan had posted a photo of the two of us on his private story. One of Ethan's friends saw it and sent it to him. Ethan didn't yell. He didn't scream. He didn't even cry. He just looked at me, with eyes full of pain and disbelief, and asked, "Why?" Just one word. And I had nothing to give him. No excuse. No justification. He packed his things that night and walked out the door. I called. I texted. I begged. But he never replied. It's been 2 months since then. And though I haven't seen him, I see him everywhere. In my mind. In my dreams. In the quiet. I remember how he used to hold my hand when we crossed the street. The way he'd pull me into a silly dance in the middle of the kitchen, even if there was no music playing. I miss him so much it hurts in places I didn't know could ache. As for Ryan, I blocked him. He was never worth losing Ethan. He was never worth anything. I destroyed my own happiness. I threw away a man who would have done anything for me, for a fleeting thrill. Now all I have is guilt. And the sound of my own sobs at 3 a.m. People often think the cheater walks away easily, that we move on without consequences. But I'm living proof that sometimes we carry the heaviest burden of all. I traded love for excitement. And now I'd give anything, for just one more chance to fix it. But Ethan deserves better. He deserves someone who never made him feel small, who never shattered his trust. And that's the most painful part. Sometimes, the worst punishment is realizing you lost someone who truly loved you.